today, we received this 500 gigabyte Western Digital SSD that is completely dead. It is not being detected and there's no signs of power at all. This type of failure is pretty common, and before any data recovery attempt can be made, we need to understand why the drive failed. Some of the common issues we see with this style of drive are power surge or unstable USB power damaging the controller, failed power management IC or shorted voltage rail, firmware corruption that prevents the SSD from initializing, overheating or long-term electrical stress on the controller or NAND interface. With all that being said, let's open up the drive and investigate the issue.
All right, we're here at the test bench with the drive. Now let's get it open. Gonna go ahead and use our pry tool here. And this is about the point where I realize that I need to take the label off before I can actually get to the screws underneath. Got the label off, undo the screws, and then we're able to remove the PCB. Just a couple of screws and the PCB will come out. Here's the PCB itself. It contains things like the controller and the NAND, as well as there's other things like diodes and capacitors on there. When we plug the device under our thermal camera, we can see right away that it's shorting out. Upon visual inspection of the PCB, we can actually see, it's hard to see here, so let's go under the microscope and you can really see this capacitor right here is really burned. As you can see, it is burned so bad that it has actually caused debris and the area around it to be kind of burned and discolored. So this is what we'll have to remove to hopefully fix the short. We apply some flux to the area, as well as some heat, and then we'll remove the capacitor. As you can see, the flux allows us to remove it very cleanly, but we're still going to go ahead and clean the area after. So we're going to prep the area for another new capacitor we put on. We apply some flux, as well as reapply some solder to the area to get it ready for the new capacitor. Now with the new solder applied, we can take a capacitor, a new one from our donor PCB that we used, and reapply it. We're going to go ahead and clean the area again just to make sure there's no debris left from our work. All that's left to do now is head on over to the PC3000, our most advanced data recovery tool, and plug the drive in. In the software, it's business as usual. We give the drive power, and we'll use the auto detect utilities to populate the passport information. As you can see, once this step is complete, we can head into the data extractor. Where hopefully, voila, another successful recovery and the customer's data saved. Now this is a perfect time to remind everyone we're based out of Alexandria, Virginia, but we do serve the greater DMV area. If you're located out of state to us or can't get by and drop your device off, we do offer a mail-in service. So what you can do is you can head to the link in the description. There should be more information on our mail-in program where you can send your device in for any data recovery needs, and we would love to help you out. As always, I hope you found this video informative, and thanks for watching.